Hey, hey, hey. You know what time it is.
Time for the Heart to Heart Journey to Unconditional Love podcast.
Absolutely. And I'm your host, Delay Bloomer. That is my co-host, Harlem Brown. And Harlem Brown, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up?
How are you? How
I'm
are you?
good. Well, we just doing part two. So let me take my
Part
time.
two. Part
Yes,
two.
I know I was on my soapbox a few minutes ago, but we're gonna finish this because I know there's a lot that you have to say, and it's a lot. I think this is a you don't have a lot to say? No?
Go ahead.
What I mean, we having a podcast. The audience needs to hear from you, Harlem Brown. They
I
need
know.
to hear from
And
you.
they shall. And they
Yeah.
shall.
So I know it's on my thing about intentional, and when women just force a guy to give an answer about what their intentions are, like on the first like 20 seconds of the conversation, and push them into like, oh, wait a minute, geez. And it's a turn off. And I know you want to know, and I know women want to know, and they need to know. But the men's village is having this podcast to say, look, and gave me this information to say to y'all, like, relax. Everything is not a speed. We're not running a sprint. Relationships are a marathon. And although I know your time is limited and you don't want to waste your time with this one person and keep doing that, I get it. But you're not going to get the ideal guy by doing the things that you're doing. And if you're in a situation where you're single, again, that's insanity. You keep doing the same thing. What are you going to change so that you can get a different result? Because if you don't change what you're doing right now, you're not going to get a different result. You keep doing the same thing, you're going to get the same result, and you're going to be in a situation where you are. So I'm just pleading to say, hey, be patient, but do something different. Don't try to do anything different. Do something different so that you can get a different result. So I'm going to give you the floor because I know I took it last time, and hopefully you wrote a few things down on what I said so that you can kind of get it back. It's all in here. I told y'all to watch out, audience. But Harlem Brown said, "I'm just saying. I'm just gonna say this. You better watch out when she got that in front of the sentence." Go ahead.
Okay, my thought is this. Um, yes, women do want to know what the intentions are. Yes, that is only natural because you don't want to be in anything where you don't know what you're feeding into. There's a lot of men who will tell you from the first date, look, I was married before, I got kids, I don't want no kids, and I ain't trying to get married again. And it's okay for them to set their intention, and it's okay for them to say that. But if a woman, on the other hand, says, hey, so if a woman says, what's your intention, then she's being impatient, or she's not giving the guy enough. They're not giving the guy enough time to decide what he wants. Okay, that's all cool. How long do the men village think women should sit around and wait for the guy to decide what he wants to do? Because
And that's an excellent question.
it
That's
doesn't
an
take a
excellent
long
question.
time to know if you choose to be with somebody, or if this is somebody that you want to be with. It doesn't take 4 or 5 years. There's women who've been in relationships for a long time and still trying to figure out what's going on. But then they see, I can walk away from this, and this guy can find somebody within 2 months and be like, oh my God, she's perfect, and I can marry her. Why waste everybody's time and just do what it is that you want to do? Because holding on for comfort is just not it's just not the best for anybody, because you're not being brave enough and not having and you're not having the courage enough to stand up and say, this is what I want. So it's
Yeah.
not a woman putting a demand on the situation. It's a woman asking a simple question. All you
Yeah.
have to do is give an answer. Yes,
Yeah.
no. I'm not sure right now. I'm still doing this, or I'm still doing that. In communication in it, and that's why I said from last time, just be honest. The communication is this: I may find the patience because I like you that much, or I think we click that much, that I will give you the time to do the things that you said you need to do. But talk to me, tell me where we're going, tell me what this is going to do, what are we working towards?
Yeah.
Because me working towards and having the patience to be the person that's standing by your side to walk with you through this, and you decide, Oh yeah, so I got through that. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm with somebody else now. Well, that's really like unfortunate because we never seen that coming. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, open conversation and being truthful is all you have to do because men and women alike, they know
Oh, you
what
keep it. You can look. You can keep it on. You can keep it on you. You can keep it on you, and you
I
can
can
you
keep it
can
on.
do listen.
Well, women, it ain't about it's about wasting time. It's about wasting time. It is
Right.
really about wasting time. And I think that it's one of those things that do you feel like you wasting time? How many I can talk to 1,000 women who will say, yeah, I was with this guy, and you know what? I feel like I wasted my time because I'm pouring into something and that is not being reciprocated. And
Yeah.
yeah, I can get with that. I can understand that.
Right.
Like,
And
but you
I get what you, and I get exactly what you're saying. And yes, the one thing I was going to bring up that could be a cop out for a lot of men, just because whatever the circumstances that they're going. You have some great points there, but I'm not talking about um, not being able to have that question asked or anything. I'm just saying when it's come so early. I'm just saying have patience to let the relationship breathe. And like you said, one of the things that's important in this is communication. And when you have that communication, then you have that. But I've also seen women do this, and women at liberty to do this. Don't deal with the dude at all. Then, if you're not getting what you need, don't deal with
exactly,
it.
exactly,
And that's an easy way to get rid of that situation. You don't have to worry about it. But at the
exactly.
same time, not on the first hour, maybe not even the first day, maybe not even the first week, maybe not even the first couple of months. Forget about the intention thing. Just see if you're compatible. Just see if you even want to do all that. A lot of times, when people go through relationship and they're communicating and they're just getting to know each other, they want to know everything about that person. And what I mean by wanting to know, they want to know where they grew up, how many kids, how many this, how many times they've been married, and all that, all the demographic stuff. That's not so much important because that'll come later. If you like the person, you might talk to the person, might not like them at all, and you don't need, and they gave you their whole history for what? I'm disclosing my history to you for what? I don't even want to be around you because you're not even compatible with me. So I'm just saying, asking that question about being intentional, I might have an idea like, no, I don't want to be alone the rest of my life. Yes, I'm single and I've inquired about you. I just thought, we can hang out and just see where it went. Or I looked at you and said, hey, that could be a potential. There's a lot of different scenarios that goes along in this. There's not one way to go about it. I'm just saying when you're looking at asking that question, just have a communication. Have communication with people, with that other person, to just see where you're at mentally. Because a lot of times, during the conversation, I can say something that trigger you, and you go off, and I'm like, whoa. And then, okay, you're not the person for me. And then that eliminate all that. You know what my intentions are? Is to stop talking to you. You know what I mean? So it can be that simple. And I know I'm making fun of it, but in a serious situation, because a lot of times you have to approach it. You don't have to. You should approach it in a way where just enjoy the journey, no matter where it goes. And I know it's easier for a man to say that as opposed to a woman to say that, because one, I do. Well, for the one thing, I know there's a shortage of men out here. I get that part. And I know if a woman finds somebody that they really want to be with or feel that they can build something with, they want to snatch them before somebody else does. But think about even how that sounds.
Yeah, think about how that sounds.
It's
Think,
impatience.
think
Don't
about
be impatient. Don't be impatient. Let it take its course. That's why we put all our trust in God and not man. That's the first thing.
absolutely,
You know what I
absolutely,
mean? And audience, didn't I warn y'all when Harlan Brown said, I'm just gonna say this?
absolutely, absolutely. Put your trust in God. Put your trust in God for real.
Exactly. But again,
there's no reason to be out here thinking that God doesn't have his best for you, because he does.
yes.
And you don't have to stand out here and sell yourself short or be anything, or just going along with the flow just because you feel like this is your last. There's no last chances. Trust me. As long as you wake up every day, you have a chance for something greater. So go for something greater. Don't sit around and think that, oh, there's a shortage. I hear that all the time. There's a shortage of men. There's a shortage of this. It's
We're
easier
all the
for
good men.
that. Women got it so bad. Like, girl, you ain't got it bad. You got it good, because you got something good. And you need to go out there and realize that you are something good.
And I applaud you for saying that.
That's how that works. So
I applaud you for saying that. Okay, we done hit a nerve with Harlem Brown.
I hit a nerve with Harlem Brown, because I hate when people keep saying that, because it puts so many women in a position where they feel like if any time they step up, or anytime they stand on their own and communicate like an adult and say what they want, then they desperate. Then they trying to grab the last thing that's standing. Ain't nobody trying to grab the last thing that's standing. Trust, like, you're doing good. You're doing good. Yes, people don't want to be single. They want to be by themselves. But at the end of the day, do you have to beg and scrap and scrape for the last of the pot? No.
Well, I wish, I wish that statement was true, Harlem Brown. And I hate to burst your bubble on that one. Maybe you, but there are a lot of women.
Because my bubble will never be bursted on that, because I know that God is a good God.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what other women think, because other women do think that, and that's the issue. Other women do think that you're an anomaly. You're different. You come off different. You are different. You understand it because you do put your trust in God. A lot of other women don't. They put their trust in man and they get hurt every time because they do it. So good. This is a heart to heart. So have a heart to heart with your village right now. Tell your girls to stop putting that in the atmosphere. Stop thinking that, this is their last desperate opportunity.
It's not even the women that needs to. Sometimes it's not even the women who need to hear that, because I think there's a lot of women who are now comfortable in themselves, that they have accomplished some things in their lives, that have done some things in their life, and they're happy with it. They're happy. The only thing that they don't have is a spouse. And so for that reason, yes, they will date, and they will, they will put themselves out there. But because they're willing to put themselves out there, I think that most men will look at them differently and be like, oh, she desperate. Oh, she trying to get with me because she want, or she trying to, because it's a shortage of men. I know why she. No.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Well, when you show desperation, that's what you're going to get. But if you don't show desperation, then you're not going to get that.
You tell somebody that you like them, or you trying to get with, or you want to be with them, then that's desperation. Because
no, it's the sense of urgency to move things along so fast. Like, relax. Don't be patient. That's what I'm talking about.
And that's fine. That's fine. You can tell somebody to relax and don't try to jump into anything quickly. By all means, do not jump into anything quickly, because you will quickly get your feelings hurt.
And you quickly won't be in a relationship again and be in the same space.
Your feelings hurt. So don't jump into anything instantly. Yes.
Right. And again, we having a heart to heart here.
And they do have conversations and they do talk to people, but at the same time, please understand that if a woman is telling you that, yes, I'm digging you, and if you're not feeling the same way, just say it. Let the woman go on about her business. Like, it's okay. Like,
but I don't think it's that. A lot of times there's a whole bunch of things that come into it, and we can continue to have this just talking, but right now we're going to just stick on the word intentional. Forcing a man to say what their intentions are early on. Again, down the line, yes, hold us accountable. And if he can't give you an answer by the time y'all done hung out and talked and communicated 3, 4, 5 months down the line, and I'm not even gonna put that in there, just in enough time where you feel that there was enough time for you to make a decision, then yes, hold us accountable for that. But I'm going back to this. I'm talking about the intentions day one. Relax. Just relax. That's all. And that word intentional becomes it becomes a sore thumb and a guy's a thorn in their side because I want to tell them my intentions are to do this, but I just met you. Relax. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
So it's okay that, and I'm going to bring it back again. So it's okay for a man to say, we go on a date. My first date with you, we're out on a date, and you're like, yeah. So you single? Like, what's your status? Like, I'm single. But I've been married before, and I'm not doing that again. And I'm definitely not having no more kids. I already got a kid. And
that's different.
Woman is now. Listen. Let me get it out because I'm a woman, and I've sat across that table plenty of times. Okay. I didn't come here asking for a kid or your hand in marriage. I just came here to see who you was, have a drink, and have a conversation. I understand that there could be any, and I don't look at people as, this is a negative thing. I'm looking at it as, okay, so apparently there's still some issues around, what happened last. And this is, this could be something. So yeah, just like a woman, you saying a woman, being triggered about something and says something will turn you off. That's another thing that's something that'll turn off a woman because she's looking at it like, oh, okay. So, and then you got to think about it this way as well. It's not just when somebody says they're intentional about doing something, it's okay for them to be intentional about doing something. It may not be your intention, but it is definitely okay for somebody to have the intentions to do something. If you have an intention to want to date people for marriage and to be with somebody, that is your right to have that intention to say, I'm intentionally dating for marriage. I've met a lot of people in a lot of spaces that say, you know what, I only date for marriage. I don't even go. I know people who date just, they date for marriage. Like, and I get it. That's some people's intention, and that's how some people work because that's what they know. Right. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna say this because I know our time is up.
Okay.
Our time is coming up. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna just say this. Yes, hold us accountable for that. I'm not saying that if a man comes to you and tell you what they're listed, that's that checklist. Yeah, my intention is not to get married. I don't want to have kids and all that. If they say that, they're wrong too. That's their intentions. I'm not talking about their intentions. I'm talking about when you ask somebody about, I'm not asking you what your intentions are. That's what I'm talking about when it's flipped. I'm gonna give you my intentions right then and there on that. I'm solid on that. But when it comes to, do you want to date me intentionally right now, or do you want to what are your intentions to get married early on in the conversation? It's okay to ask that, but just put it out there. That's fine. But don't get mad at the man because they can't answer you in the way that you want the answer to be.
That's not that nobody can get that
what?
People can't get mad at your answer because that's
your answer. Though. Women do get mad at the answer because you're not choosing to say, I intentionally want this, and that. And because
if you're not intentionally trying to do anything, you're just intentionally trying to hang out and have fun. Say that.
No, I'm intentionally asked you out because I intentionally wanted to see what you're about, to see if it's compatible, to see if it can go somewhere. I don't need to know. I don't need to answer you on day one to say, is your intentions on dating me or is your intentions on marrying me? I don't need to tell you that on day one.
So maybe we need to start looking at, how we date. Maybe we should start doing that because saying that, and that's how, and and I don't think.
What do you have on your t-shirt? What do you have on your t-shirt?
Heart to heart.
We having a heart to heart. So yes, if that's what you want to bring up, bring it up. This is the forum for it.
I don't think that a lot of people go on. I don't know because I'm not out there like that, but I don't think that I don't think that I see a lot of people who are out there saying, Okay, well, he taking me on a date. Let me pick out my wedding dress and what the invitation's gonna look like. I
Well, you
think
ain't been on your side. You need to talk to your village a little bit more.
okay,
Because
well, if that's how people are going out to
you
get a
say
date,
hi, you say hi now to somebody, you say hi now to them. That's the first thing they thinking. They're already saying we could be a couple, we could be a power couple, we could do this. Like, relax. I don't even know who you are.
well, if that's what's happening, then I'm totally oblivious to it because
you need to get out there with your village because
yeah,
you need to get
I'm
out there.
oblivious to it because
But
I
this is
don't
why I'm
see
bringing
it.
it to you, and this is why I brought it to this forum because I know that these are the things that people in my village is saying to me. So if
Well,
they're saying it to me, it's my obligation because this is what our podcast is about to bring
I
it out
will
here.
tell you that the women that I know are not out there planning weddings on the first date. That's just
Well,
not what we're doing.
again, we're being
never
funny
met men
about
in
it,
our
but
lifetime.
that's the same thing.
Dealt with people like that enough in our lifetime to know better, to think that this is what you need to be walking to the table with.
So let me ask you a question. If a man then says, if he answers that question to say, yes, my intention is to date you and at some point marry you, the women will relax and go about the whole thing a different way.
Okay, if that's the women that you have encountered over time,
It's not about me, it's about my village.
I know women I know men who have said, I am wanting to get married, I want to do this, and we're on a date, and this is where you're trying to go, and this is what I'm trying to do. Because at the end of the day,
hold on. Is it about getting to know somebody or is it about making somebody feel at ease
it's not
early
about
on because of what their intentions are?
Well, if that's what the man's intentions are for saying that, then that's on him. But I'm just saying, for me, I don't need you to come to the table saying what you like, you trying to get married and you trying to have kids and all this other stuff, because now you put me in a position where I need to be like, wait a minute, hold up. But I don't even know you. I don't want you to I don't want to be this.
So now
I
you
don't want to
feel
be
some
this
kind of way.
that just fits in I don't want to be this person that just fits in this place because this is your checklist. And long as I check off your checklist, you can put me in that little box and then I have to stay in that box. I'm not that person. I'm not a peg. I'm a person with feelings.
But think about this, Harlem Brown.
Goals and intentions as
well. Think about this, Harlem Brown. This is what we do to each other, and this is why we can be passionate about this conversation and this heart to heart, because this is what my village does to your village, and this is what your village does to us. So how do we make it better?
So then you understand what the date is about before you go out. Okay.
Yeah, but that's neither here nor there. How do we bridge this gap? And what this podcast is about to help both villages be able to function and not feel some kind of way. Hold that thought because that's going to be Just Talking Part 3. Because we got to go on. We way behind our time. But I love the dialogue. I love the conversation. I love what we got going on. We will continue this on the next podcast. So as we end all our podcasts, trying to do something will keep you in your same place. But when you actually do something, your place has no limitation. I am your host, the Late Bloomer. That is my co-host, Harlem Brown. And we'll see you next week.